Hey everyone, it's Phil and it's the middle of the week, and this mask is a new reality in my world, as I'm sure masks are a new reality in your world too. Even if you aren't wearing one on a regular basis, you're no doubt seeing other people who are. And I have to admit that my attitude towards masks has changed dramatically since a few months ago. Back then, if I saw someone out in public wearing a mask, I probably would have assumed that they were a germaphobe, that they were overreacting to news about illness around us in the world, but I wouldn't have cut them much slack. And I know for myself, I just don't like masks. I don't like wearing one because they're uncomfortable, because they hide my facial expressions, they make it hard to be heard. But my attitude has changed dramatically. I've been humbled. Because of the state of the world that we're in right now, when I see somebody wearing a mask, I appreciate it. I think that maybe they are protecting somebody at home who has vulnerable health. They might be protecting themselves. They might just be thinking about me and the other people around us in stores or out in public, wanting to protect us as well. I've gone from seeing it as a strange thing to being a very kind gesture and a very helpful gesture in the world. Attitudes can change, but attitudes don't always change. Unfortunately, there are some people who, no matter what changes in the world around them, will never change their attitude. They almost pride themselves on never changing their mind or their outlook on things. And it can be true in our spiritual life too, that we can get locked into a way of thinking, even though God is wanting to change us and renew us. In Ephesians chapter 4, verses 22 to 24, it says, "You were taught with regard to your former way of life to put off your old self, which is being corrupted by its deceitful desires, to be made new in the attitude of your minds, and to put on the new self, created to be like God in true righteousness and holiness." It's not just attitudes towards masks that can change. It might be our attitude towards authorities, government authorities, municipal authorities who are doing their best to advise us these days. It might be that our attitude towards technology is being challenged and changed. Where before it seemed overwhelming, maybe it seemed like something that was bad for us, and now you're recognizing that there's some value in it and some good things. We can look back 500 years ago when a new technology was introduced called the printing press, and there were some in the church who saw it as a threat, and there were others who saw it as a means to help spread the news about Jesus Christ. Attitudes can change, and in fact, God has invited us not just into His mercy and His love, but He's invited us to be changed and transformed by Him from the inside out, and that includes our attitudes. Our life in Jesus Christ does include all of those wonders, the wonders of God's love and mercy, but it also includes the invitation by God to be made new, to be made into the new person that He always intended us to be. So how is your attitude? What's being challenged and changed? I'd encourage and invite you to comment below this video and share with all of us how God is at work in you right now to shape and change your attitude so that it's not so much about your preferences and your desires, but that it's actually about what God wants and what God desires in you. And let's stay tuned. Stay safe and stay the course, because life in Jesus Christ is worth it.